Hey, it's Kirsten. So, my major is elementary education. So, all of my tools and games that I've put into my play bag have been created for the classroom setting. All of the students are basically ages are ranged from 7 to 10, give or take, and the class average size is around 18. The tools that I've used are split up to three categories, so that's how I based all of mine. And this is my play bag. So I'm just gonna go through each tool in the separate category. So for the first one is the relaxation box. And this is mine. So it's a big box. And basically, you tell the students to have a box, doesn't have to be that big, can be a crayon box, could be anything. And the child puts things that make them happy. So, like pictures of their family, pictures of animals, colors, anything. Basically, when the student becomes anxious or like upset about something or comes into school with like a bad attitude or something, you tell the student to go look in your relaxation box, and this box is supposed to be there to help the student, basically. And when they look in it, they realize like they have something to be happy about or a memory or something like that. So I think it's really cool. The next thing is a stress ball. So this can be squeezed when the student is scared or anxious or anything like that, or like right before a test. A lot of kids get scared or anxious. So this is just like a foam ball, basically, that the student can hold on to and just press if they are jittery sometimes. So I thought that was a really good one. The next one are colored blocks. So I picked this one because there are multiple blocks that can be picked, and these literally came in a pack. They have different colors, and what is really cool about this is that you can put the blocks in different bags, and each color can represent something. So, like if you pick up green, green can be like, okay, describe yourself, and you can't use anything negative. So it could be a picker-upper. Pink can mean something like, what do you do for fun? Or something like that. So they have to tell you what they do for fun. What red could be, what do you worry about? And this one, just be careful. Just have it like a relaxed environment because you don't need the kid triggered. But worried about meaning could be like this test or something like that. Orange could be, what do you want to change in your life or something like that, or what would you add or something like that. Blue describes something about your family. So all of these like could mean different things, and I think this is actually really fun for the students because they never know what color they're gonna get. And since there are so many colors, like it's just like a good way to just describe the kids themselves and for the teacher to get to know the kids on a different level. So yeah, I thought that was really fun. Basically, if the student doesn't want to answer one of these questions, then you can't force them to. It might trigger the kids, so just move on to the next thing. And the next thing that I have for the students to help deal with their feelings and emotions is Play-Doh. And basically, this could be done while reading a story or just getting to know the kid or anything like that. So what you do is you have a sheet of paper And it's just like a blank individual, not gender familiarized, so just a person. And you have different colors of Play-Doh. So each color represents a mood. So like orange might be happy, pink might be angry, purple might be scared, and blue might be sad. And you read them a scenario, and you say, okay, put down the color that you think this individual might be feeling. Or you could do this on a daily basis when they walk in the room. How do you feel today? Put down the color that you're feeling, because some kids might not want to talk about their feelings and might not want to verbally express how they feel. So having Play-Doh is a great way. And this is really, really great for if you're in the school system where there's a lot of issues going on with families or stuff, because the kids might not actually want to tell you because they might think that they get in trouble. So this is really great, and I actually really like this one, just to get to know how the kids are feeling. So the next one is concept sharing. So some kids might not understand the concept of how to share in the classroom. So I thought this one is a really good one. So this is a question ball. So each line you have a question, or might be like, say something good about the person diagonal from you or something. So you could do this with the whole class in a circle. So what you do is you toss it around underhand, of course, and whatever, let's say you want to say, okay, right thumb today, whatever line the ball ends on your right thumb, that's the question that they read and they have to answer. However, if it's a question they don't want to answer that day, do not force them to answer it. Just say, pick a different one. So also, I think what's really creative on this is that in some areas, you could just have something positive to say, like, you're doing great today or something like that. So I thought this was really good, but I read the kids throw them to everybody, so everybody gets a turn. I thought it was really cool. So next thing is crayons. So basically, you have a big sheet of paper, and each kid has crayons. And you pass the sheet around of paper around to where the teacher labels the paper, what I see on the farm. And the kids draw a different animal that they see on the farm, or a different thing that they see on the farm. So basically, by the end, you have one big picture. And the concept of this is sharing the paper, and they learn how to work together. This could be really beneficial for some kids who just don't know how to share. And I thought this was pretty cool, because by the end you might have a wacky picture, or you might have a really cool picture, or something you just don't know what you're gonna get. And I think this is really cool. So the next game that I got was not delivered to me on time because of this whole Corona thing, but it's a game called Who Owl Who. It's a board game. And basically the kids are in teams of 2 or 3, and they have to answer math questions correctly to be able to move along on the path. The first team to bring the owl home is the winning team. So the kids have to work together as a group to answer these questions. And I thought that was really cool, because a lot of games that are board games, you don't really necessarily have to work together. It's more of an individual thing. But for this, you do. And I thought that was really cool. Also, they're learning math, which is great for teachers. So the final category is a child with selective mutism in the classroom. And the goal is to have the child feel comfortable to participate in activities and actually maybe get some words out there. So basically, for the first one is a sock puppet. So here I just have some white Nike socks and markers. So what you could do with this is that you can have the students put on the puppet, so put on the sock, and you can have them color like an individual if they want to color themselves, if they want to create animals or anything like that. And sometimes being able to talk through a sock puppet and have all of the kids do it is a lot easier than have a kid with selective mutism go up to a normal kid and try and have a conversation with them. It might be too nerve-wracking. So by doing this and this, it might make the child a lot more comfortable to have a conversation or to get to know them or anything like that. So this is something that could be really creative. And also, the kids really like it because it's an art activity and it's not boring. So they can draw whatever they want as long as it's age appropriate, which I thought was really interesting. This is another thing that I thought is really interesting in another art activity. So animal face masks. So these animal face masks are different animals. And so this is a raccoon, this is a man, there is a lion, another lion, and a zebra. And I thought these were really fun because the kids can color them however they want. So that would be really interesting. But you kind of say like, okay, select the one that fits your personality most. So there's different ones in here, and I think it's really interesting to see the ones that the kids like kind of pick out and how they color them and what colors they use. So you can go around and ask them like, oh, like, why did you draw that zebra blue? Or something like that. They might say something as little as, well, my favorite color is blue, or I wish zebras were blue. So little things like that is just really creative for the kids to look out for. All kids basically would want to do this, and I think by the end of it that the teacher could go around and the teacher could have their own mask, and I think that's really creative because you're joining in with the students, and a lot of the times you don't really necessarily get to do that because you have to observe. So I think this was really creative. So the next thing that I have is the game of charades. So basically, I have a big poster here, and what you do with it is you have one student in the front, and you tell them an animal or something like that, or like an object. And the student can draw or write words on this poster board without giving away what the answer is directly to the students, and the students get to guess. The student who knows what the answer is can actually also make like gestures. So if it's a frog, they might hop or something like that, or make a croaking sound or something. So this is a really fun game because the students have to work together, and the student with selective mutism doesn't feel alone because the person up there can't talk. They can only make actions. So they don't feel alone when trying to guess, so they might make their own actions or something. They feel more included. So I think this is a really fun one to do. And the last one that I decided to pick was a xylophone. So this is music, and every kid gets to go around and make their own music. So you just tap on it, and it makes different noises. And I think this is really cool because basically no one will feel left out. Like the student with selective mutism, they might not want to speak, but they can basically say, okay, like the teacher could be like, okay, how do you feel today? And do you feel happy? Hit the A. If you feel sad, hit the D. Anywhere in between, hit that. So you can talk to them through this. They can make their own music. They can watch other kids make their own music. So they also feel, again, included, which I think is really fun. So yeah, this was really creative. I just got this at the baby section, so it's for young kids. It's okay. So I thought that was really fun. So yeah, that's all of my tools and games that I decided to pick for the classroom. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, thanks.